a problem when these lawyers are talking
about. So not the judicial. That's why you shouldn't come and talk about lawyers because you don't know what it is.
I said lawyers are not learned.
That is where the lawyers go to court and they use technicalities.
Of course.
On clear cases. Just like you said in your prologue. How many cases have lawyers, these big-time lawyers, actually won in court? Is it when we're talking judicial, we're looking at the whole gamut.
What does that mean?
What they use is technicalities to delay cases or to dismiss cases.
And a lawyer will go to court. By the way,
I'm coming.
As a man who has practiced in America for more than 17 years.
I'm coming, sir.
Do you know that less than 10% of American cases go to trial? All of it are dismissed on technicality or plea bargain. No. I practice law there. Nigeria is much higher than America. When it comes to cases that are taken to trial.
I will not take that.
I practice in both now. You have only been doing accounting.
I will not accept that. I am a Nigerian. I am somebody that is knowledgeable.
What are you talking about?
In the facts on the ground, I'm somebody that is current with proceedings. That
somebody, God forbid,
every Nigerian,
my wife, for instance, sleeps with my wife, and
you go to court.
Technicality says it did not happen.
It did not happen.
And I'm watching my wife.
That is the law. You want to be like a judiciary. So what are you talking about?
I'm just asking.
You don't need to stand up. Let me explain something to you today. I've practiced in America for 17 years, and I'm being sincerely honest with you. All right? Yeah. Less than 10% of my cases ever went to conclusion. It's either we dismiss it at the preliminary hearing, technicality, or plea bargain. In Nigeria, most of our cases go to trial. You got to give us the kudos.
That's part of the case.
So don't say failure. So don't say failure.
That's not the failure.
So what are you talking about?
Is it a default? No, it's a default. Because that is the law. If you know that cases should not necessarily go to court. I'm not saying every case must go to court. If you know that cases should not necessarily go to court, that there are cases that should have done the background checks. Okay. But what do you do? What do you have in Nigerian judiciary today? You pack every case.
Ignorance.
I'm not. No. I'm coming. No. Judiciary is
that is the executive arm of government.
Part of the.
All right. It's not part
judiciary. Judiciary services of the country.
Do you need me to explain judiciary and executive?
No. We know judiciary.
So let's focus. It's not a judiciary
apparatus that is responsible for law and order. Is part of the judiciary system. You, the lawyer, the prosecutor, the judge,
the judiciary is not responsible for law and order.
No,
see, you are confused. Judiciary interprets the law. Okay,
and what is law and order?
Is responsible for law and order.
What is law and
order? What happened in Ekiti State, for instance?
Okay, let me.
That's an executive problem.
How?
Okay, they are supposed to protect the judges.
How?
Where judges were getting beaten up right in the court process.
Okay.
Is that a judicial failure of judiciary? No, it's a failure of the executive.
No.
That's a filing problem. That is a federal government problem.
Agree.
It's not a judiciary problem.
I agree. You know why I disagree? Because if the
what are you talking about? Do you understand
the judiciary? No, I understand what I'm saying.
Can we go to the
I understand what you are saying. If the judiciary, as it is today, has lived up to its billing, has maintained the respectability. Has maintained the respectability.
With the exception of the bad case, nobody can be perfect. We have some bad elements. I agree.
Look,
we have some corrupt judges. There is more than 90%.
There are beating up judges now.
There is the respectability of a system that will make everybody to have respect for that system. Today, it is a cash and carry thing. Because one, it has been politicized.
Cash and carry.
It has been politicized.
Do you know what really happens in the judiciary?
I said it has been politicized. We are all Nigerians.
I'm saying
we are all Nigerians.
You admit that?
No, we are all Nigerians. That we all know what happened in this land.
I understand. Now, let me take what is frustrating a lot of Nigerians. For instance, cases take 10 years to decide. I know you are coming there.
Is it nice?
Yeah, no, it's not nice.
But it's where I was going because
I'm letting you understand in advance.
Cases should go to pre-trials. For instance, you arrest somebody at the police station. These cases could be looked into with a magistrate or somebody. That is all part of the judicial system of the country. Okay. With a magistrate, I look at the case, review the case and say, look, this case is useless. Okay. There's no point proceeding. The man is sent home immediately. Okay. But today, due to the fact that the judiciary has not put this house in order, the executive has not been able to streamline law enforcement, law applications.
It's like me discussing
this issue
have
not created bandwagon
artificial
awaiting trial. No.
Somebody doesn't understand what's going on.
Why?
When you charge somebody to court, remember there's judiciary and there's executive. In case you are still confusing the two.
No.
And tonight just let me make a statement for a few minutes. What I'm saying to you, and I try to also educate most Nigerians out there who don't understand how this thing works. Okay. When you charge somebody to court, your responsibility is to prosecute that person.
Okay.
But what happens mostly in our courts these days, a prosecutor will come to court and ask court for adjournment because his witness is not there.
Okay.
Is that a failure of judiciary or failure of the executive?
And when no.
So what are you? So when cases drag,
when a case gets to court,
yes,
before any judge,
yes,
it is expected that you like I said, justice denied. Justice delayed is justice denied.
They always deny the justice.
You say it. You say it.
Yes.
The judge will say remanded in prison custody.
Sorry?
Is it the police that remand in prison custody?
Come again.
The judge will say remand in prison custody.
If the law says that you are supposed to be remanded in prison custody, if you are arrested, you are remanded.
Remand in prison custody.
Yes.
And when you remand an accused in prison custody, what happens?
You
forget him there. Except in case come back to you.
The person that forgets him there.
You completely forget him there.
No, see again.
The system is
no.
We're not allowing make my
statement. You are making
why would
ignorance without understanding how the system works.
No, I'm not making because they don't allow me to make my comment.
Okay, please
now,
take it.
When you demand somebody in prison custody, and you have just said in America that you have cases that do not go on trial, cases that we all watch on television. Cases that are decided at the back door.
Television is not court cases.
Some of Oscar Pistorius is live. Oscar Pistorius is live cases.
Okay.
There are several live cases. If you go to John, if you want Judge Judith and all that, they are all live cases.
Really,
they are all real life cases.
Okay, I won't even do that.
Real life cases.
No point.
Okay.
I hope we're not going to technicalities.
No.
Because you guys are good. Okay, I'll tell you something that's happened, Dr. Brown. This is quite. I don't want to use the word
that's happening.
Yes, just hold on to your point. On Sunday, the Minister of Interior visited the medium prison in Kirikiri. And a prison meant for 1,700 inmates. Currently, it's been occupied by 2,538, thereabouts. Out of this number, only 98 has been sentenced.
Okay.
So where lies the same right of these same people you swore that you can protect by way of interpretation? Because like he's trying to allude, until those cases come back to court, whenever they are going to remain remanded in the 4 walls of this prison and live a prisoner's life.
Again.
And what happens to a situation where the case eventually gets dismissed and they have no charges?
Those are all extraneous. All of this has got nothing to do with the judge.
98 out of 2,538.
Let us focus on the real culprit here, which is the executive, which are the prosecutors who are not doing their job well. It is the person.
Who's the prosecutor?
Yeah, let's make that's him. What I'm saying, the prosecutor is the people in the Ministry of Justice.
Yes.
Okay, executive, the governor or the president. The governor appoints the commissioner for justice, who appoints the DPP. All those people that are working, all of that work for the executive arm of government. Okay. They are totally separate from the judiciary. So when LASMA arrests somebody and puts that person in jail, awaiting trial, some of them were never charged to court from what we are hearing. What has that got to do with the judge? They never brought the guy before the judge. So it's executive, and that is where the real failure is, and I agree with you. You cannot keep somebody like, we are talking about an incident of somebody who stole chicken, and he has been awaiting trial for 8 years.
Good.
That's criminal.
Good.
But the crime has not been committed by the judiciary, has been committed by the executive, who kept the person there without prosecuting the case.
My lawyer will always
say don't confuse.
My lawyer will want to defend his constituency.
No, my constituency is not just the judiciary, sir.
You bring an accused, or you bring a case.
Yes.
Okay, we're even talking of criminal cases now.
Yeah,
we've not even looked at civil cases.
So let's not
even look at civil cases.
Let's not confuse the public.
I think our audience are
who is taking cases? Who is taking cases?
The law enforcement. I'm coming. The law enforcement take a case to the judiciary.
Yes.
The same judiciary as it before a judge.
Yes.
And the judge reviews the case and said remanded in prison custody.
Yes.
Okay? Maybe after 6 months, the case now comes back to the same judge.
Yes.
And then the judge now will now look at that same case and said adjournment for the person will come and say adjournment for 6 other months. And the judge will say accept such adjournment. You know the failure, wouldn't a judge have known that look, a man has been remanded in prison custody. I'm not a judge, I'm not a lawyer. But common determination of how a society should run, because today Nigeria is ranked even by the Mo Ibrahim ranking on human rights as, in fact, ranked so low on human rights what do you call it, credentials, and who should be in the forefront to protect and maintain human rights? It is the judiciary. Because when you now retain somebody there, just like you have said, a prison meant for 700 people, you're now having 2,000, and then one day a chief judge will wake up and go to the prison, just like the Bayelsa State chief judge did recently. I watched on television. The chief of Bayelsa State went to the prison and had about 100 people's case awaiting trials. After she reviewed and reviewed, and she could only release 3. And with statement that the next ones are still going on trial. Meanwhile, these are persons that have spent years.
American.
How would you describe
Yes.
that? So, just a second, how would you describe that?
Describe what?
These incidences of, for instance, people having to wait longer than even the offense they committed. And
Because
longer
you
than
assume that this, I agree, it is wrong. People should get sued. Government has to pay money.
Getting sued?
But because,
and judges getting sued.
not judges. Why do you keep mentioning judges?
I'm just
They're
asking.
executive. Because every time you arraign somebody, contrary to what he is saying, contrary to what a lot of people believe, every time you bring somebody before a judge will set bail conditions.
Okay.
All those people in jail that they have bail conditions they couldn't fulfill. That's not the fault of the judiciary at that point. It is for the executive to say, okay, this man's offense is so little. Okay, I'm going to dismiss the charge against him.
Okay.
Or that the court cannot do that.
Okay.
Because the court has a sacred duty
Okay.
to look at the law as this man infringed the law.
Okay.
And then to apply the law.
Okay.
But when the prosecutor comes, and this is what is happening in real practice, not in the accounting room.
I know.
The prosecutor will come to court and say, I want a continuer because my witness is in local jail.
Just a minute, Dr. Bao and Alester. We will get this straight up and understand who really is the problem. Is it the person that has brought the case to court, or the man whose table they brought the case and refuses to discharge equitably what justice should mean? We'll take a short break. When we return, it's still Face Off. The judiciary, how far, how well?